back again with more DOE, Declaration of Explanation of the AgriFilter Power Plant. Right now it's the AgriFilter Project LLC. If you'd like to get a hold of us and contribute, then you can contact us at raven3134@gmail.com. That's all lowercase RAVEN 3134@gmail.com. Also, this is the video about the turbines. This is how we're going to make the big bucks and all the electricity from all the other stuff that's going on. And after this video, we will go over to the distillation process. So, enjoy the video. AFP LLC. Okay, here we go. Now, from the last diagram, we told you about the boilers. We told you where the water was going to be superheated, sent through different pipes over to the transformers. This is a rudimentary example of what the transformer generating electricity would look like, broken down into the diagram that I can artistically draw myself. I don't have any, computer animating equipment except for to be able to edit videos. So any CAD, I don't have any AI. Maybe we could turn it into that at a later date. 0 FGs. At this point, just getting the information out is what's important. So, you get the superheated water coming from those boilers after it's been heated through the pipes that got smaller and smaller, and then it comes in here super fast to the turbine. What it does is it hits the turbine and it spins it. So we have the internal shaft that goes through over into the actual generating process. But at this point, what's going on is the water's going to go in. It's going to turn this turbine. This turbine's going to go immensely fast, super fast as humanly possible, and even faster than humanly possible, if possible, in humanity. Anyways, the water that goes in will turn this shaft. That water will all accumulate at the bottom for the most part, and then continue on out to the recycle and distilling separator as it goes through, superheated, and then out back to the secondary use of the water, which is to distill it from salt into distilled water, and or from whatever water to be distilled so that it can be used at a later date. Now, this shaft is going to be connected to a giant wheel that is inside another part of the turbine on this end of it. Now, the turbine is going to be in two parts. It's going to have the part with the water that turns the turbine, and then it's going to have the other side, which is this side, that's going to have the giant wheel with magnets in it, and then a bunch of electrical coils, which is going to be made of copper. And as these magnets flow around these copper coils, an electric current is produced. This electric current will go out of these electrodes into some wires and then out to the transformers. That's basically what's going on here. We have yourself a water steam turbine turning a wheel inside of the turbine secondary shaft. It's going to be one unit, and it's going to turn these magnets in front of, I put it lower because it's actually going to be right in front of them, but I want you to see the copper coils. That's what those little dooley wires are right there. These are coils of wire that the magnets are going to run around on. It's going to produce electricity, and it's going to go out the electrodes into transformers on the outside of the generating process from this turbine, which is what we're going to need millwrights for. Millwrights make these turbines. Millwrights service this type of a turbine electrical generating process. That's what the homeless people, or what I call fuel processors, are going to be doing. They're going to be learning how to create, weld, get these turbines in and out, facilitate the repairs and the creation of these as they're being built. Then other people will be dealing with the recycled water out to the wetlands. Other people will be dealing with the pumps that bring in the salted water. So what we want to do is build this type of a turbine. It's going to bring in the superheated salted water, preferably. It's going to use that to spin the turbine. The salted water is going to go back out to the distillery. This turbine is going to turn the shaft that is in another part of the electric generator that's going to be taking these magnets, revolving them around these copper coils, and then creating electricity that's going to be accumulated out into transformers. Now, what transformers do is they take this created electricity, they amplify it even more by bouncing it off of more magnets. It's kind of technical, but it's basic at the same time. So The next diagram, we'll go ahead and go from the transformers out to wherever the electricity is going to end up at. A facility will use a large amount of it, but it's going to go out to whatever city or local area or arena is around this area. But with that said, the salted water that goes in here and gets sent back out, we're going to talk about this distilling process right after this in the next video. So this is the diagram we need you to see. Superheated water, turbine, spins as it goes in at super fast speeds, and it goes back out as it funnels out to the recycling area. This shaft that is the secondary part of one unit will spin this wheel that has magnets on it that are close on in. Now this wheel is going to be the same size as this, but it's going to be generating electrical current as it flows past these copper coils. Then it's going to go out the electrodes, and probably won't look like this, but I wanted to be exaggeratory on you being able to see that these little coils will be connected to wires to the transformer. So these wires will all go into one funnel of transformer tubes to the transformers on the opposite side. That's how we're going to make electricity from the salt water, and that's how we're going to make superheated water from the waste, which is a basic garbage to gold, anything that can be burned, the wood, cardboard, or whatever we end up using in the fire to make the superheated fire. For the primary burn on the smaller pipes that are coming from the boilers off of the larger influx of water. So this is the general idea. Superheated water pushes the turbine, the water flows off to recycling. The shaft turns the secondary turbine with magnets in front of the copper. The copper creates electrical current, goes out transformers for use for humanity, and I believe AI, computers, your stove in your house, your television, whatever you got that uses electricity. You can charge your batteries for your car from the electricity on your battery charging unit at home, or hey, whatever you want to use it for. We can also execute people with the electricity. Since a lot of people need to be killed, there's a bunch of sickos out there, and the death penalty needs to be brought back in to get rid of those sickos, especially pedophiles. Let's fry them. Let's fry them with this electricity. This is the pedophile fryer. Of course, any generator that creates electricity could also do that if it's water turbine or if it's done by superheated coal. Death to all pedophiles. Okay, so let's go on to the distilling process, and that's what's coming up next.